Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. By the grace and mercy of Allah, today is the third day of Ramadan. It's a month of incredible blessings that has begun, and you will see that by the grace of God, it will feel as if the days are passing by very quickly. The blessed month of Ramadan is a is a month of prayers and of the acceptance of prayer, and this subject has a very strong association with Ramadan, and the Holy Quran has mentioned it in the Holy Quran. Allah has mentioned it in the Holy Quran, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ has mentioned it in the traditions as well. Is in one place in the Holy Quran, Allah says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Ud'uni astajib lakum, that is, O my servants, pray to me, and keep praying to me, and I shall hear your prayer, and I shall accept them. And this is Allah's promise with us. Similarly, in another place, it says that when the servants of Allah ask you about me, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي أَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ, then tell them that I am near. So when the Holy Prophet ﷺ is addressed that when my servants ask you about me, tell them that I am very near. Then Allah says, أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ, that when a caller calls unto me, then Allah says that I hear his prayer. The subject of the acceptance of prayer is extremely important and a very vast subject, and this can be explained in detail, and this is something which should be concentrated upon, and it must, so that we may act upon it properly. This subject is mentioned in the traditions of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and today Imam Sahib says that he wishes to present a hadith to you, which is to do with the acceptance of prayer. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said in a tradition taken from Tirmizi, Book of Traditions, he says that 3 prayers are such which are definitely accepted, and there is no doubt in it whatsoever. So this is something that the Holy Prophet ﷺ himself has said, that there are 3 types of prayers which the acceptance of which is guaranteed, and there is no doubt in this fact. And everyone would love to know which 3 prayers these are. So the Holy Prophet ﷺ tells us that the first of these is the prayer of a father in favor of his children. Here, just the sons are not meant alone. It also refers to the father's daughters, and also the wife is also included in this because she is a part of the family. So there are 3 types of prayers which are always accepted without any doubt. So the first of these is a father's prayers for his children and for his wife, and it is the obligation of the husband to pray for the wife, and the wife must pray for the husband. But other than that, it says that the prayer of a father in favor of his son are always accepted. There are many parents who, because of negligence or some other reason, they don't include their children in their prayers. Sometimes they are not happy with their children if they disobey them or do something wrong, and the father or the mother become upset with them, and they deny their children the prayers. But this is wrong, and just as parents have been taught that they should pray for their parents, or children have been taught that they should pray for their parents, رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا, that my Allah, have mercy on our parents, just as they looked after me. In this particular tradition, it says that the prayer of a father are definitely accepted. So we must remember to pray for our children, and the father is obligated that he must pray for his children day and night, regardless of whether they are happy with them or not. And such prayers are definitely accepted. The second person whose prayers are accepted are that of a person on a journey. When one is at home, one is at peace. But when one goes on a journey, there are several troubles that can encompass a person, and this can cause many worries. But because of some helplessness or some compulsion, one embarks on a journey. And then if someone still prays to Allah in that situation, then the glad tidings for such a person is that his prayers are accepted. And the third type of person whose prayers are always heard are those who is someone who is transgressed against. It should be remembered that one should never become a transgressor or a cruel person, because there is no such promise for a cruel person. The promise is for someone who has been transgressed against, and the other. So then the person who is saddened as a result of this, the prayer that emanates from the bottom of his heart is such which reaches the throne of Allah, and it is accepted. So these three forms of prayers, according to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, they are always accepted. It should be remembered that it is essential that these prayers should be such which should be in accordance with the teachings of Islam. So, for example, if there is someone prays against a child because they are angry with him or something, such prayer will not be accepted. So prayers which are not good for them will not be accepted. So if a person on a journey prays for someone that they may die, then this will not be accepted either. And also, it is also declared here that a person who is transgressed against their prayer will be accepted, but not the person who is being cruel or he's transgressing. So one should never be under the tag of a transgressor. And also remember that the person who is transgressed against his prayer will be heard. We are going through this month of prayers, which is the month of acceptance of prayer. As Imam Sab said, he has mentioned before that the Holy Quran says, Ud'uni astajib lakum, that, oh my servants, call me and I will hear your call. So this is such a blessed month, the days and the nights of which, and the mornings and the evenings of which, every person, every man, every woman should continue to pray, because this prayer is especially a time of the acceptance of prayer. The month of the word Ramazan is also indicates toward this. Ramaz means heat, whether this heat is from the sun or from one's spirit. This is the heat or the warmth that should arise from one's heart. And one must pray in extreme pathos, and one must perform heartfelt prayers, and one should recite the Holy Quran. And in this state should one go through the month of Ramadan. So this will enable us to attain the blessings of the acceptance of prayer. So it should remember that sending peace and blessings on the Holy Prophet ﷺ are also an essential before one starts a prayer and when one ends the prayer. So we should pray for our parents, our family, our relatives, and our children, obviously, and also for our neighbors. We should have good intentions for everyone, and we should pray good prayers for people around us. And we should also remember that during this month and also after this month, we should also pray extensively for our beloved Huzur. And because the person who prays for himself and also prays for Huzur and regards this as compulsory, then by the grace of God, the prayers that are done for Huzur are accepted, and then because of the blessings of that, one's own prayers for oneself are also fulfilled. So let us make a promise that we should make this month a month of the acceptance of prayer for us, and may Allah enable us all to enjoy the fruit of the acceptance of prayer, and may Allah enable this state to continue upon us throughout our lives. Ameen, summa ameen.